Hey, this is Andreas with Pocketables.com, and in this video I'm going to show you my new Tasker based sidebar menu made using scenes and launched using something called LMT Launcher. So the way that this works is that over to my right I have set up using LMT Launcher an 8 pixel wide area that if I swipe in from it, it will actually trigger the task. So if I just do like that, it actually launches a task that shows a scene that I custom made for this purpose. So this actually appears to be just a small sort of bar on the right, but it's actually a full-sized scene that just has most of the area be translucent. So this main area that's sort of see-through is actually also part of the scene, and I mapped out so if I touch it, it will destroy the scene. So that's basically the way to get out of this. As for all these options, basically it's very similar to something like this, which is Sidebar, except the animation in Sidebar can't do that with scenes. And the idea is that you can toggle this from anywhere in Android, in your browser, on your lock screen, whatever you want to do, and just access it. As for why you should use this over existing apps, is that basically because this is scenes, made using scenes, you can do whatever you want. So for instance, I have a couple of options here that are actually more advanced than just shortcuts. This one, for instance, expands into various options. This is some controls for my home automation system, so I can turn off my PC monitors and control my ceiling light from this little thing right here. I also have a couple of dynamic icons, actually just one right now. To show you how that works, just first of all just pay attention to this top icon, which is now a house, which signifies that it's that my phone is in home mode. So if I deactivate Wi-Fi, it will basically just switch to outside mode, and change. You probably won't see that, but it's changing a lot of stuff, doing all sorts of stuff in the backgrounds. And if I now go back into this menu, it's changed to a leaf, which was basically the closest thing I could find to anything that would signify being outside in the icon pack. And I didn't press the house icon while it was there, but basically that would just run a single task. But if I click this one, it expands into a couple of more options. There's one for movie mode, which is basically just for going to the movies. It silences the phone and puts the backlight all the way down. And there's one that activates school mode. So if I click that, some stuff goes off. That notification that comes and goes is just to notify my smartwatch. Puts it into silent mode, and if I open the menu once again, it's now a different icon, because now it's in school mode, and then it's changed to the closest thing I could find to signify that. So if I click it now, I won't get the same menu as before. Instead, it will just deactivate school mode automatically, because there's no, I'm not going to the movies while I'm in school, for instance. So that's basically just a way to add dynamic icons that both change how they look and what they actually do based on your location and what you're doing. So if I reactivate Wi-Fi, it should connect to my Wi-Fi connection, and it's doing its notification thing for my smartwatch again, and we're basically back to having the house. And if I click that, it just runs the activation task for my home mode, which I have set up like that because sometimes I reboot and do stuff and just need to basically run the enter task once more. The rest of these, with the exception of this home automation things, are basically just static icons. I haven't done everything I want to do here quite yet. But these are basically just shortcuts to existing tasks and stuff I had already made in Tasker. Some of these have scenes of their own. For instance, this is a way to set set my alarm. What this does is actually sets three different alarms all at once. So instead of having to, that's basically my way of doing snooze. I don't use the snooze button, I just set 3 alarms. I find that to be more reliable. Then you have things such as my to-do list, which just brings up another scene. You can choose a list and then it brings me into that scene. So all of this is basically just made in Tasker. So just all sorts of things. This little graph thing is actually sends off an SMS to my bank, brings back the how much I have in my accounts, and then it displays that on the lock screen and some things like that. So just a few different things you can do like that. You don't need to have a sidebar looking scene. You can basically do whatever you want, but I just like having on the left here I have open apps, so I can do like that, and on the right I have my Tasker stuff. So even though it's lacking the animation and stuff like that, you do have these dynamic icons, dynamic shortcuts, and expandable options like that. And everything like this, this expandable thing is also made from scratch. This is actually a completely different full screen scene displayed on top of the other. So you can read all about that in my article, which someone just commented on. And as always, thank you for watching.